Hello everyone and welcome to Joystick Jargon. It's the name that won.
Woohoo!
We finally figured it out. Although on the last video, if you'll see, it was already the name in the title, but that doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's been finalized now. One thing we learned from the last video is to keep our length down a little bit. That's the main complaint we've heard, is that it was 30-something minutes, and people
Seldom have that kind of time.
exactly don't really want to sit down and listen to it for 30 minutes. They want to have it in more digestible chunks. So what we are going to be doing from here on out for this E3 recap and beyond is we will be going conference by conference, trying to keep them in shorter chunks and let you guys digest them a little easier.
So today we'll be discussing the Bethesda conference and everything that we thought was good and bad about that one.
Yeah.
Mostly from a software standpoint. We're not going to get too much into the presentation of the conference itself. Would you like to start, Gavin?
Sure. We are going to be starting with the Skyrim remaster.
Oh, that's a good starting point.
Announcement, I suppose. Both Seb and I have had brief encounters with the Skyrim world. I've played it about probably 15 hours total across 2 playthroughs. First time my computer died. It was right as my computer ended its useful life.
Kind of limped on into the sunset.
It can still load, but after about 10 minutes it will cease to respond. And no amount of help will solve that. But the second time I played probably 10 hours, turned into a vampire, wasn't overly thrilled, and didn't know at the time that I could actually fix that going forward.
Well, you should have been a werewolf. The werewolf has easily the best in terms of perks and stuff, because you can turn to werewolf and you run really fast. And I digress.
All I remember from the vampire was I'm pretty sure my stats dropped during the day.
Do they?
I'm pretty sure.
Why the fuck would you ever want that?
You were sick as fuck at night, I'm pretty sure, but pretty sure during the day things weren't going as swimmingly for you. I could be wrong, but that is my vague recollection from a game I played it's 2016 now, 3 years ago.
Oh boy. So in terms of how the trailer and announcement worked for the Skyrim HD, I'd like that they didn't have to try to sell you on... Wow, it got dark again.
Yeah.
It didn't have to sell you on the fact that this is Skyrim. It just kind of showed you some vistas, some character models, and then it was like, you're gonna buy it. This is Skyrim. We don't need to sing its praises.
They're like, you know what this is. It's just gonna look nicer, and there's mod support on consoles, which is huge.
That's a very big deal. And the one thing I do really like, and it's a very gamer centric decision, really pleases the fans. If you're someone on the PC who has all of the DLC, like Gavin does, you get the remaster for free. And on PC, I know the save data transfers over, so you don't have to restart. So you can be a vampire all you want.
I'm probably going to restart, to be perfectly honest. But no, that is definitely exciting and is a great kind of thing to do for the fans. Is, we know you bought this on PC. You've already bought all the DLC. We're not going to charge you again for the same game.
I haven't, I've played the first 2 hours of Skyrim, maybe 3 times. It's just every single time I've done it, there's been something that's interjected in kind of the very first time I played it on my PC, and I think the first one was when Anthony's like, let me download some mods, and mods are cool, and then we downloaded a Zelda mod where it gave you another location to explore, and then once I entered that location I couldn't leave, so I had to delete that one, and then I played it on console, and one of my old roommates back in first year was a backseat driver, mom nagging me do this, oh no, don't go over here and pick. So it didn't get me in that immersive mindset because I was consistently getting orders barked at me. So I'm really excited for when this one comes out. I can slap on headphones and completely drone out the world and get that immersive experience that everyone seems to gush about when they talk about Skyrim.
Yeah, I don't know if we have much more else to say on Skyrim. Great presentation. Really looking forward to it. That's going to be something I'm going to play, probably actually finish the game this time, hopefully, because I will be getting it for free. I have all of the PC DLC. But that is a huge way that Bethesda kind of Bethesda stole the grabbed my attention, I suppose, with their.
Did they have a release date?
I don't know.
No,
I'm not sure.
To be continued.
Yeah, maybe we'll put that down below once we know.
Yeah, once we figure that out, we'll slap an annotation right there.
Yes. The next big game for us to talk about is Dishonored 2.
You have much more to say about it than I do.
Seb hasn't really touched that game much, but I have played the first 2 missions on multiple occasions.
He's practically a master.
Yeah. If you need to, need to, get out of the jail in the first scene, I got your back on that. But, no, yeah, I'm your boy there. But no, Dishonored 2. I think the gameplay they showed off looked really cool. The narration, when somebody's narrating the game as they're showing it, generally doesn't work very well. A lot of the time, it's just, look, there's a horse. I'm like, yeah, I see that.
Yeah. There's this new mechanic that we have where you can pick up items. I'm like, that's not revolutionary. You can pick up items in a lot of games. Exactly.
But one thing that I want to really give a shout out to is the narration in this gameplay trailer. It was really well done. At one point, this really stands out to me. Is at one point you are on top of a building, and you hear the main character go, "Dust," and then dust comes into
a big storm.
Exactly, a dust storm comes into the frame a couple seconds later, and you're like, "Wait a minute, did he call that dust? Was that one of his new powers, or is that dynamic weather? Is that the weather just coming in?" And so Seb and I kind of looked at each other and were like, "Oh my god, if you can call dust, that's sick." But I really
Storm from X-Men.
Exactly, I really want to know what happened there. Regardless,
he can just say whatever, and like Harky's like tits in his face.
but then the narrator went, "You've heard that he just said gust. You'll see that the character actually comments on the weather from time to time." And that kind of eliminated any ambiguity as to that scenario. So I found that to be one of the more beneficial uses of narration. Other than that, the game looks really cool with that domino effect. So you stun one guy and it stuns the rest and things like that.
You have to mark them in a sequence.
Exactly. And I think it just kind of builds very well off of the mechanics from Dishonored, which were very good. Yes, I've only played a few missions multiple times. But
he played the fuck out of those missions.
I didn't get spotted. They didn't know I was there. I branded some guy's face.
Oh, Jesus.
Spoilers, I guess, except it's not really because it's very much a side quest type thing. But it was good, really good, and Dishonored 2 kind of seems to build upon that very, very fluidly, and I'm very much looking forward to that game. If I had to rank it in my Games V3, it is probably takes my 3rd place.
That's pretty good then.
Yeah.
I like the So do this distinctive missions, like you have to be the guy for this one, you have to be the girl for this one, or is it you choose?
My understanding was you got to choose, but I am not entirely certain on that. I think I'm probably about 60-70% sure on that. I thought I remembered somebody saying that you got the choice, but I could be wrong.
Because I wonder what would differentiate them.
Probably
what
powers.
Would be? Yeah, I mean, I wonder if they have specific the domino can be done by one but not the other kind of thing,
probably.
or is that going to be like everyone's going to unanimously have that?
I'd assume things like Blink are probably they both have, but I would assume that they have different gameplay mechanics.
Dishonored 2 did its job of making me interested to play Dishonored 1. Yeah. So I might go and try that closer to its release date. When do you know what that one is?
It's October as well, but I could be wrong. I think is it 2016?
Fuck, I don't know.
There are so many release dates. It's hard to keep track of all of them.
In your head.
And like 30 of them, not 30 obviously, but a lot of them are in October. So it's kind of, when you're not sure, it's like, oh, it's probably October.
Yeah. Everything comes in October.
But again, we'll add that release date down below
Ding!
once we've looked it up.
So next game, we'll be talking about Prey. Now, you had sung its praises, and I hadn't seen the trailer until just a bit before we decided to film this video. And it was very similar to the Kojima Death Standing or whatever trailer, where I'm like, I don't know what the fuck is going on, but this looks really interesting. Yeah. And it wasn't like the first scene where it's like that Groundhog's Day type thing where he's like living that same day multiple times. And then the second half of it...
I don't think it was the same day, though. I think they were saying different dates.
She kept saying Monday.
But I think it was in different, like, months. I think it was, like, March, like, 3rd, then, like, April, like, 10th.
Oh, I thought it was this...
No, I'm pretty sure it's just, like, he's going through his life, and then all of a sudden...
Because she kept saying, the thing kept saying, like, the same interview. I don't know. Maybe I mistook that. But it kept showing that same thing. So when it did go to, like, the alien, like, symbiote from Spider-Man... jumping all over the walls. I was like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
And it was like really good like juxtaposition. So I was like, whoa! And then the trailer ended, and I'm like, wow, I want to know more about that.
Yeah, and the trailer ends with him going, "You're not gonna like what I'm about to say next." And I was like, I want to know what he's gonna say next. Tell me.
I might not like it, but I want to know.
Yeah. So that really was a great hook, a great cliffhanger to end on. I'm very interested to see where that goes going forward. Another thing that hooked me in that trailer was. He kept going and checking out his eye.
Fuck, I didn't like that.
And it was just, like, consistently getting worse.
No, I didn't like that.
And I was like, what is going on?
I was eating my breakfast when we watched that. I had eggs, and I'm looking at the yolk, and I'm like, nope. Let's stop looking at your infected eye, please. Could do without that.
Yeah, no, but that was definitely an interesting trailer. It's also made by Arcane Studios, same guys who do Dishonored. So maybe I'm a little biased.
And you might just play the first 2 missions of this game.
Might play it over and over and over again.
Sing its praises.
The only reason I was only playing the first 2 missions is that I want to get you don't kill anyone and no one sees you're there. And that takes an awful long time when you're as...
anal retentive?
I was going to go with just like when you're lacking in talent the way I am. But,
we went two opposite...
We did. But... Yeah, so it's not that I dislike the game, it's just my brain makes me want to play it that way, and that's just kind of the way it is. But, yeah, they do a good job with their games, so I'm looking forward to what they do with Prey. Lastly, Bethesda talked about a few games that neither of us have much experience with, Doom, Quake, and Fallout 4. Seb, I know you tried the Doom demo afterwards, so you want to speak a little bit to that?
So I downloaded the Doom demo... And it was interesting because it was really good and really bad at the same time. Because it plays like Doom. Have you ever played like the original Doom?
No.
It's very like obviously it's really old and arcadey, and like the steps don't happen, so it looks like you're like sliding for momentum. And everything moves really quickly and abruptly. And it plays like that. Like, It doesn't play like a regular first-person shooter. Like it's really fast, and your momentum just like it's like you're gliding.
Sure.
And you're not like stepping. So it plays like old Doom, but it's like really disjointed because I'm so used to like modern first person shooters. So I'm like, oh fuck, this just plays weird, and that's why I think it's bad because I'm like, oh, this just doesn't feel right. But it's good because that's how Doom plays. So it's this weird like line that it watched. So those people who are really into previous Doom, I can see why they would really be interested in this, and the fact that it's like really faithful.
Yeah.
In 2016, it's still like back to those Doom roots and plays the way that it used to play. I found it was just kind of like bleh. Like the locales were just like boring. Like you start off in a prison, and then you kind of go into like this mechanical room. Lights, everything's like blue light, and then you go outside and it looks like Mars. Everything's just like red and dusty. And that was like the 3 locales. And I was like, I could see I could get really bored of these vistas very quickly. But like in terms of the game, not for me. Like I don't foresee myself like replaying the demo or buying the game.
No.
But I can see why people who are really like passionate about Doom, like if for someone, for example, who's really into COD or Battlefield or like another first person shooter, if they've never played any Dooms and then switched over to this, they'd probably find it really jarring.
Yeah.
But those people who are really like diehard Doom fans, this is like right up their alley. So in that respect, I can kind of appreciate it, although I didn't like it.
Okay, I have nothing really to add there, but that I think makes sense. At least for me, I like games that stay true to the original. I do like change, obviously, but there are elements that I would like to see persist, and there are games that haven't worked for me due to that. So
Uncharted 4.
That's not the problem with Uncharted 4. Uncharted 4 for me has a slew of problems for another time, but that's not one of them. Or I guess it is. But
It
it's
is
not
one
the
of-
main,
yeah.
It is one of them, but it's not the main one. It's
I was
not
like,
the main
that's
one.
one.
No, it's not the main one. The main one's Sam. But moving on. Lastly, Quake and Fallout. Don't really have much to talk about there. The stuff that they did show, I could see people being passionate about one way or the other because both of those are franchises that have a passionate fan base. But
You used passion twice in that sentence.
I did, and I regretted it. As I was saying passion the second time, I was like, I wish I hadn't said that. But
Thesaurus, like.
so we need a thesaurus on hand.
Yeah.
But
Excuse me, guys.
yeah, I got to check something. But,
Excitable.
yeah, sure. Let's go with that. Overall, a pretty good conference. Skyrim, Dishonored, and Prey were gripping for me.
Is Prey a new IP?
Prey, yes, yeah, it is.
Okay. I was gonna say if it wasn't, I'd be really disappointed at their lack of like brand new things.
Yeah.
But that makes it okay. That
No,
kind
it
of
is.
pads out that aspect of it.
So 2 thumbs up. Good job, Bethesda. We like what we saw.
Yes, let us know down below what the highlight of the Bethesda conference was for you. If you're as stoked for Skyrim as we were, because we are kind of new and fresh into that world. We haven't really experienced much of it. So that's probably, overall, Skyrim is what I'm most excited about. Dishonored
For me, absolutely.
is what you're most excited about. Let us know if you agree, comment, subscribe, and share the video.
And if you have a good reason why being a vampire is sweet in Skyrim, comment down below. I would love to know.
Yeah, make Gavin regret his decision.
Yeah, well, I still have the save file, so I can go back and just be like, this guy said it's sick, and carry on from there. So, any insight would be great there.
Well, thanks, guys, for sticking around. See ya.
Bye, guys.